All right, everybody, buckle up because today we are diving headfirst into something pretty wild.
Yeah, this one's,
It's a big one, right?
right.
We're talking about Meta's brand new MovieGen AI.
MovieGen. Yeah, this is, well, people have been saying AI is going to make movies for years now.
The total sci-fi stuff, right?
Exactly.
Mhm.
But this
Yeah.
is not science fiction anymore. This is real and happening right now. And honestly,
It kind of freaks me out.
oh, for sure, me too. A little bit, in a good way. But it's definitely something everyone's talking about.
So we're cutting through the hype, all right? None of that future is here stuff.
That's it.
We want to know, and our listeners want to know what this thing can actually do.
The nuts and bolts.
Exactly, because let me tell you, reading through Meta's announcement, it's a lot.
Yeah. Like, what stood out to you?
Well, some of the stuff they're claiming MovieGen can do, it's like something out of those behind-the-scenes Hollywood special effects videos.
Yeah.
Like, imagine this. You type in, I don't know, epic sunset battle with robots,
Okay, yeah.
and boom, the AI generates a video of that right there on the spot.
Wow.
And it's not just the visuals. It can supposedly make custom soundtracks perfectly matched to what's happening on screen. You want to swap out that sunset for an alien planet? Bam, done. It even says you can put yourself into the action.
Oh, whoa.
Like put your face on a character, and it'll make you move realistically in the scene.
Okay, now you're getting into my territory a little bit because that part, that's where it gets really interesting how they're actually doing this.
Yeah, please explain it, because my brain is kind of melting right now.
Well, the heart of all this is something called transformer models. And honestly, this is huge in AI right now.
So, like, what makes a transformer model different from, I don't know, regular AI?
That's a great question, and it's all about how they think, I guess you could say.
Okay.
So like older AI, it would kind of look at things piece by piece, like words in a sentence one at a time.
Right. Yeah.
But a transformer model, this thing looks at the whole picture, the whole movie idea you give it all at once.
At the same time.
Yeah, which lets it make these connections that we humans, we might miss. It understands context in a much deeper way.
Huh. Interesting.
It's kind of like, imagine you've got, I don't know, billions of little dials.
Billions.
Billions, yeah. And each one adjusts some tiny little thing about how the movie's made.
Okay, I'm picturing.
That's what a parameter is, basically.
Yeah,
like a dial for the AI. And these models have a ton.
So, like, when they say 30B parameter model, that's 30 billion dials all working together.
30 billion, which is just mind-bogglingly huge.
Oh.
And generally speaking, more dials, more power, more possibilities. It can practically do anything.
All right, so that's incredible and everything, but let's be real for a sec.
Please.
We've all seen AI-generated stuff before.
Oh, yeah.
And let's just say not all of it is, you know, Oscar-worthy material.
It's very hit or miss.
So how good is this MovieGen actually going to be? Like, really?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question. And that's where, frankly, Meta's being a little cagey.
Cagey how?
They're using all these big phrases in their announcement, talking about state-of-the-art results and all that jazz.
Fancy words.
But here's the thing. No one outside of Meta has actually seen it in action.
What do you mean?
I mean, there are no public examples, no sneak peeks, nothing. It's all very hush-hush.
That is kind of sus. Why would they hold back like that?
Well, there are a few theories floating around, and some make more sense than others.
Okay, lay it on me.
Theory 1, maybe they're still working out some kinks.
Makes sense.
Like any new tech, there are always going to be glitches, weird stuff, right?
Mm.
So maybe they just want to make sure it's actually ready for prime time before they, unleash it on the world.
That's fair.
But then there's theory 2, which is a little more conspiracy theory-ish, but still possible.
Hit me.
Maybe, just maybe. They're trying to avoid another big AI controversy like the whole deepfake thing a while back.
Ooh, yeah, good point.
Because this tech, if it's as good as they're saying it is, it could be incredibly realistic, right?
Scary realistic.
Exactly. And that opens up a whole can of worms about misinformation, people using it for, well, let's just say not so good things.
Right, ethics and all that.
Precisely. So maybe they're trying to get ahead of that whole mess.
Okay, so dodging bad PR, I can see that.
But then there's one more theory. This one I kind of subscribe to myself.
Yeah.
They're playing the long game. They know this is huge if it works as advertised.
Oh, absolutely.
So they're building anticipation,
Yeah.
creating buzz, letting everyone speculate and wonder.
Classic marketing ploy.
Exactly. And you know what?
Yeah.
It's working. We're talking about it, aren't we?
Well played, Meta. Well played. But, okay, let's say, for argument's sake, that this MovieGen thing actually works, and it works as well as they say it does.
Let's say it does, yeah.
What happens to Hollywood?
Ah, the big question, right? Everyone's asking it.
I mean, if a computer can churn out blockbuster quality movies just from a few text prompts,
Yeah.
that's got to have some people sweating, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, you've got directors, screenwriters, composers, all these incredibly talented people.
They've got to be a little worried, right?
I think it's natural to be concerned when you see technology doing something that you've dedicated your life to, right?
Absolutely.
And this is a big but.
Go on.
I think we're still very much in the early days here. This is more like a new, incredibly powerful tool rather than a complete replacement for artists.
Okay, so not the robot uprising just yet.
Not quite, no. Think of it like, and forgive the tech history lesson here, but remember when animation went from being like hand-drawn to computer-generated?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. That was a huge shift, right?
Absolutely.
But think about Pixar. They were at the forefront of that transition to CGI, and I'm sure a lot of traditional animators back then were worried about their jobs.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But what happened? Did CGI kill animation? No. It actually took it to a whole other level.
It did change things, that's for sure.
Completely changed the game. But it didn't eliminate the need for artists. In fact, it created new opportunities. Animators became masters of new techniques, collaborating with the technology in ways no one had even imagined before.
Huh. Never thought of it like that.
This feels similar to me. It's a new tool, a ridiculously powerful one, but still just a tool.
Okay, I'm starting to see where you're going with this.
It's about using that tool to enhance creativity, not replace it.
And you know what else I think this could be huge for?
What's that?
Democratizing filmmaking.
Ah, I was hoping you'd say that.
Think about it. Indie filmmakers, small studios, people with amazing stories to tell, but maybe not the resources to create these big, complex, visual effects-heavy movies.
Right. They don't have a Marvel-sized budget just lying around.
This levels the playing field. Suddenly they have the tools to tell those stories in a way they could only dream of before.
Exactly. And that's what gets me really excited about all of this, you know?
Tell me about it.
It's not just about, like, making the next superhero blockbuster, although who knows, maybe it will do that too. But it's about all the other stories, the ones that might not have been told otherwise.
More voices, more perspectives, more creativity being unleashed.
Exactly. It's an exciting time to be making movies, even if it's, you know, a little scary.
No doubt about it. So, for everyone listening, this whole MovieGen thing isn't some app you can download and play with just yet, at least not as far as we know.
Yeah, Meta's keeping it under wraps for now.
But keep your eyes peeled. The moment they release some actual examples, that's going to tell us a lot about what this tech is really capable of.
Absolutely. Can't wait to see it.
And here's a little something to chew on until then. Even if this first version of MovieGen, whenever they release it, isn't perfect,
Right.
what happens when this kind of AI gets twice as good, 10 times as good, even 100 times better in the next year or two?
Oh, man. I don't even want to think about it. My head's spinning enough as it is.
The future of movie making, folks, it just got very, very interesting.
Buckle up is all I can say.
That's all the time we have for today's deep dive. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you in the next one.